welcome back to TwoExtraness. If you guys are new to our channel, welcome. My name is Miss Blia, also known as Nyachinong. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is still super hot, fresh off the press, COVID. So I'm going to be talking about 4 things that people really don't mention about COVID. So I'm hoping that these 4 things will really open, people's eyes about the seriousness of COVID-19. Just a little background on it. Unfortunately, my husband and I, we got COVID in the beginning of the year. And so it has changed me physically, mentally, as an individual. Let me just tell you that. But the first thing that I want to talk about is, the isolation process. So when we found out that one of our family members had COVID, and unfortunately we saw that family member, we started thinking like, okay, this is probably why we're feeling sick. My husband wasn't as sick, but I had fevers. I didn't have chills. At the moment, I was just having a really bad fever. Lots of migraine. So anyways, we both got tested, and unfortunately the test came back, positive. And so the first thing we had to do was learn how to isolate. And it was way worse than, just quarantine, because quarantine, I mean, if you want to go get something, if you're hungry, if you want to go to the supermarket, you need to go to Target, you don't feel guilty, because that you're negative. You can hop right into the car and go on your way. So I just want to talk about the loneliness of isolation. So I guess the positive thing that came out was that my husband and I were both positive. So it wasn't as if, we had to isolate from each other, but we were still cautious. So it was really sad because I just saw my parents for their birthday, so I was very scared. So unfortunately, I had to tell my family to get tested as well, and thank shaman, thank Jesus, thank God, that they all came out negative. Being isolated just for that 14 days or that 10 days, it was hard. So we couldn't go out. We didn't know who was gonna drop stuff off to us. We had to do a lot of DoorDash, but even then it was scary because we still wanted to minimize any contact with anyone and do our normal things, like grocery shopping, stocking up on toilet paper, getting the water, while we were sick too, not even feeling well physically. So we could even go out and get medication for us. And so I would say nobody really talks about that loneliness of being isolated, or, basically just really how sad it is. I would say even though my husband was physically there, I was not mentally there. I was very alone. I felt pretty alone, even though we both got COVID. I just felt like I took it harder than him because I was trying really hard to be safe. And it really took a physical toll on me as well. I wasn't able to do things that I wanted to do, going out for a walk or go running at the park, just working out, because my body was it was giving up. And honestly, I feel like I didn't deal with it as best as I can. Just a few pointers out for whoever is going through this. Isolation is definitely hard, but what I learned from it as an individual is you do have to talk about it, and you do have to let your friends or your family know what you're going through. I feel like when I started talking to my sister, when I started talking to my bestie, I felt better. I felt more like I was going to be okay, that they are here for me. And yes, I did talk to my husband as well, but I was, like I mentioned, I was all up in my feelings. So I'm going to be honest, I kind of blamed him for us, you know, getting COVID, which I shouldn't have. The second thing that I want to talk about that a lot of people don't mention about COVID-19 is the fear of dying. I feel like people mention deaths, but they don't talk about the survivors, and they don't talk about like how they felt enough, I guess, because when it was happening to me, and like I mentioned before, I was all up in my feelings. Like I got really sick. Like I did have a hard time breathing, but it wasn't like severe to where I was like, oh, I gotta go to the ER. It was just different. Like, you know your body. And so it was definitely different. I was coughing a lot. I had fevers on and off. I unfortunately wasn't able to taste my food. And so it was hard. It was really hard to eat. I didn't have an appetite, but I knew, like, I was like, if I'm going to beat this, like, I need to eat. And I was on all sorts of medication. Like, I felt like I was like high every day or drugged every day. My mom was like super stressed out. So, and my dad, you know, they were super stressed out. So they, you know, gave us some medication, like some Hmong herbs to take. And so I was very fortunate for that as well. However, the same fear of just, you never know, like, am I going to wake up tomorrow, or, you know, am I going to be able to see my parents or my siblings, you know, or my family in the future. That right there really scarred me. Like, I prayed every day. I was just hoping that my husband and I was going to be okay. Because I didn't see, I guess you can say, I didn't see that light at the end of the tunnel. I did not. Like, my mind was like, oh my God, I'm so sick. Like, I just kept thinking of that. Like, I'm so sick. And it wasn't like, okay, you know, I'm going to be better today, or I'm going to feel better tomorrow. It was like, I'm so sick. I don't know if I'm going to make it. So just having that constant fear of dying and then being isolated too, it definitely, like, it changed me as a person. And why I say that is because I feel stronger now, which is really weird, but I feel stronger mentally. Like, I feel like, okay, you know, my husband and I was able to beat this, you know, and we're here. That must mean that, you know, we're here for a reason. We still have so much life to give, you know, so much more time to be with our family members. And it really has opened my eyes. Like, we're here for a reason. And the third thing I want to talk about is, it's just something that gets me a little emotional, but it really just, I guess, having COVID has really taught me who truly loves you and who truly will be there for you, even when, you know, you can't be there for yourself. Like I mentioned, and I mentioned before, I was all up in my feelings, and I'm gonna say it again. Like, I've never felt all up in my feelings that bad before. And so it really opened my eyes even bigger to see, like, how far and how much, like, my parents will do, you know, to be there for me and my husband. And it was just like, I could not even envision the love that someone has, like, that unconditional love, you know, because we're not all perfect people, and we've all made mistakes, and I'm sure I've hurt my parents before, but just knowing that my parents were there for my husband and I, and just, you know, like, every day, like, my dad was like calling me, you know, morning, night, making sure, like, my husband and I were fine, you know, making sure, like, we were breathing, that we're here with him. and reminding us that we're going to beat this and that we're going to be fine. It filled my heart in many ways that I just can't even explain. Like, I honestly can't explain the love that I felt, from my parents. And, just knowing that my mom was there, like, researching, like, what other Hmong people have done, to really, get better with COVID. And, every day she was calling me, did I eat? Am I hungry? What do I want to eat? Like, she'll bring it, she'll cook it, she'll bring it over. And I just couldn't fathom, like, that type of love anymore. Like, I really felt so blessed to know that my parents were really there for me and my husband, and bringing us food, bringing us drinks, bringing us medication, and just checking up on us to making sure that we were okay and that we were still here, because like I mentioned in my second one, I was not seeing the light at the tunnel. I was like, oh shoot, like, this is it, like, this is how I go, but anyways. And another thing that I was really grateful for is having a really good friend, having a really true friend. Of course I didn't tell everyone, like, oh, hey, I have COVID, but I told specific people that I knew that I can trust, for them to just, check up on me every day to see how I'm doing, to bring me food, that was an eye-opener for me as well, to just know that, you have great friends around you, and even sisters, oh my gosh, like, I can't even go on about my sisters. Like, I was craving, which was weird because I couldn't really even taste anything, but I was like craving for bakery. Like, I just was like dying to eat bakeries, or pastries or whatever. And, no hesitation, like, no questions asked, they were like there for me. And it's just crazy. Like, it blows my mind how much love I felt during that time as well. And the fourth and last thing that I feel like a lot of people do not mention enough, do not talk enough about, the fear of getting it again, or the fear of my loved ones getting, like, I still have that fear, like, who's sick? Can I be around this person? Can I trust this person? Can I even see my parents? Can I see my siblings? Can I hug them again? It's just constant fear, and it gives you a little bit of, like, anxiety. I know this vlog was a little bit on the emotional side, and so if I was all up in my feels for a little bit, don't worry, I'm back. I'm just so glad to be back. And I can't wait to create more videos for, makeup reviews or just makeup tutorials. And I'm already hyped up about Valentine's. So hopefully I'll be posting up some Valentine, day outfits or Valentine looks. Go ahead and comment down below too, what you did to survive COVID, or, what you did to not get COVID. Or, even comment down below if, you were all up in your feelings like I was, and, how you got out of it, or how you saw the light, at the end of the tunnel. I'm just so glad to have my TwoExtraness family here with me as well. So thank you guys so much for watching my video on 4 things that people do not talk about enough when you get COVID, unfortunately. So I hope you guys found this video informational, as well as, I guess, comforting. And I will see you guys next time. As always, stay extra.